Imagine for a moment that everything you know about religious texts may not be all there is to know. What if there were hidden messages, codes concealed for centuries waiting to be discovered? What if the true essence of these texts was deeper than we ever imagined? Since the dawn of humanity, people have sought to understand the mysteries of the universe. Religions emerged as ways to answer life's great questions, but over time, scholars began to suspect that these scriptures contained more than just explicit teachings. For many, sacred words hide profound meanings, encoded in a way that only those who truly seek the truth can understand. Throughout history, scholars, mystics, and researchers have sought to interpret sacred texts on a deeper level. Whether it be the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, or other spiritual writings, there are indications that something more may be encoded within these words. But are there truly secret messages embedded in them? Or is it just our minds trying to find patterns where none exist? Today we will dive into this mystery, exploring the methods used to uncover these secrets and analyzing fascinating examples that challenge our understanding. Get ready. This journey might change the way you see faith and the hidden meaning behind sacred words. Methods of unveiling. Hidden meaning. If there are hidden messages in religious texts, how can we uncover them? There are various techniques used over the centuries, each with its approach and level of complexity. One of the most well-known is numerology, a practice that assigns spiritual meanings to numbers and words. In Judaism, for example, there is gematria, a method that links numerical values to Hebrew letters. With this system, scholars attempt to find connections between seemingly unrelated words, suggesting that there is a divine code hidden within. Gematria was widely used by Kabbalistic scholars who believed that sacred texts had multiple levels of interpretation. According to this view, the words of the Torah should not only be read literally, but also analyzed numerically to reveal hidden spiritual truths. There are historical records of rabbis and scholars who spent years of their lives studying mathematical patterns within the scriptures. Another method is the Bible code, which gained notoriety with the use of computers to identify hidden patterns in sacred texts. Some discoveries suggest that names of historical events, world leaders, and significant occurrences were encoded in the Bible, further fueling the fascination with this mystery. The researcher Michael Drosnin, for example, published a book called The Bible Code, in which he claimed to have found hidden messages in the Old Testament predicting events such as the assassination of Yitzhak Rabin. Although controversial, his work sparked renewed interest in studying patterns within the scriptures. And we cannot forget esoteric and symbolic interpretations, which suggest that certain texts should be read with a perspective beyond the literal. Kabbalah, for example, teaches that each verse contains multiple layers of meaning, from the simplest to the most profound, reserved only for those who seek true knowledge. This approach can also be seen in other religious traditions, such as Sufism and Islam and certain mystical branches of Christianity. But are these methods reliable? Do they truly reveal hidden truths? Or are we simply interpreting what we want to see? It is essential to approach these studies with caution and a critical mindset to avoid falling into the traps of our own minds. Exploring specific examples. Now that we know some of the techniques, let's analyze examples that have intrigued scholars for centuries. In the Bible, we find the so-called Bible Code, a theory suggesting that hidden messages exist within the original Hebrew text. With the help of algorithms, some researchers claim to have found names of future events such as the rise of Hitler, the assassination of Kennedy, and even the 9/11 attacks. Coincidence or a divinely pre-written plan? Another fascinating example is the so-called number of the beast, found in the book of Revelation. The number 666 has been interpreted in various ways throughout history. Some scholars suggest it may represent the Roman Emperor Nero, while others believe it is a code for a future ruler. In the Quran, there is an intriguing repetition of the number 19. Researcher Rashad Khalifa discovered that the number 19 appears in mathematical patterns within the text, suggesting a hidden numerical structure. This pattern was so impactful that it led some to believe that the Quran contains a divine code. In the Torah, the practice of gematria has revealed possible hidden messages. Some scholars suggest that certain words and phrases point to historical events and important figures, such as Moses and the Exodus, with surprising accuracy. Figures such as Moses and the Exodus, with surprising accuracy. There are also the apocryphal and Gnostic texts, which were excluded from many religious traditions but contain deeply philosophical and symbolic concepts. Were they suppressed because they contained secrets that challenged traditional interpretations? Additionally, we find mysterious references in other religious texts, such as the Vedas, which allude to cosmic cycles and future events in a way that continues to intrigue experts. Did the ancients possess a deeper understanding of reality than we imagine? These examples make us reflect. Are religious texts merely historical and spiritual records, or are they divine codes waiting to be deciphered? The quest for meaning continues. What can we conclude from all this? Whether or not hidden messages exist in religious texts, one thing is certain: the search for meaning never ends. The study of these possibilities leads us to a greater understanding of faith, history, and even ourselves. Perhaps the real secret lies in how we interpret these words. Perhaps the purpose is not to find a single answer, but to reflect on the multiple layers of meaning that each person can extract from their own spiritual experience. And now I ask you, are we merely scratching the surface of what was truly written? Is there something we have yet to discover, waiting to be revealed? Leave your thoughts in the comments and share this video with someone who also loves exploring the mysteries of faith. And remember, the quest for knowledge never ends.